What's up, guys? Yeah, so I finally hit pavement on my epic walk to work this morning. So yeah, I'm in the town centre now. Well, not quite, but in the suburbs, if you will. And yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about a couple of cards before I talk about the sort of top 3 decks at the minute. Obviously, that's Shadows, Satella and Burning Abyss. So the cards I want to talk about before those, because as I said on another video, I'm not going to bother making a ban list prediction or wish list because there's no point in either of those. But do have a couple of opinions on some cards that we've discussed in our local sort of playtest group. So yeah, so the first one is Soul Charge. I think that's a hot topic on everybody's lips at the minute. Yeah, so like Soul Charge is one of those cards where in the beginning everybody thought it was broken, and there was a point in the sort of timeline where it became average and people thought it was balanced because it's, you know, the cost is high for what it does. Now, with regards to that, and I mean, all people think it's broken again because it's so good in XYZ deck. So yeah, but I mean, I find the thing with Soul Charge is I probably wouldn't ban it. I would do exactly what the OCG do, and I would limit it to 1 and then bring Monster Reborn back. Now, why would I bring Monster Reborn back? Because it's just a +1. There's no... Well, it's not even +1, is it? Unless you're playing Satellas. Yeah, it's a... There's no advantage gained or loss with it. Yes, you get a monster for a spell card. You get a way of attacking your opponent's life points. But it doesn't bring 4 or 5 monsters back, you know. Which obviously you can do with the Soul Charge. Now, I was playing a few games yesterday. I mean, no one in our local meta really plays any of the top tier decks. And I was playing my Baby Raccoons versus X-Sabers. And the X-Saber guy opened quite well. Managed to get bottoms out first turn, take a couple of cards from my hand. And, well, no, it was 1 card from my hand. 2 cards from my hand. And then he Soul Charged 4 monsters back. One of which being Bottoms. And took the other 4 cards out of my hand. That sucked. I ended up winning that game. Because I topped the in school. Which was nice. So yeah, so I think Soul Charge doesn't need banned because of the limitations it imposes. Because, fair enough, he's taken all my cards. But, as proved, one good top deck can ruin anyone using Soul Charge's day. I know there's nothing really in the meta other than X-Sabers that's going to take your entire hand away. Turn 1. Obviously it's kind of busted in Infernities, but what Konami should probably do now, because they're not selling any of the packs where Infernities are from, is just limit Archfiend or ban Launcher. No, I think you should probably just limit Archfiend rather than ban Launcher. Because that deck is really degenerate. It's not really... I mean, it's a fun mechanic, but it's not really a good mechanic for the game. It's basically, you know, lose advantage to gain advantage, almost. Actually, it's more like lose advantage to gain momentum. And then, if your momentum swings in your favour, you get your advantage back. So, it is a double-edged sword, because if you can stop Infernities going off, you win against Infernities, basically. And yeah, the other card is Vanity's Emptiness, because this is one of those cards that people don't like at the minute, because it's been played in every deck. And it's £20+ for a common, you know, which is whatever, $30+ for the common. So yeah, I honestly don't think Konami's going to do anything with that, because I think it will be in Legendary Collection 5. I think it'll be bumped to a Super or Ultra Rare.
if I'm honest. And yeah, I think that's going to be that, and I'm going to see another 3 months with it, or whatever it is, 4 months with it. I think it'll become more accessible. I think it'll probably go, if it's super rare, it'll probably go for £4, sort of $8, or whatever, it's $6, something like that. I don't know what the currency rate is at the minute. And yeah, I think if it's an ultra, it'll probably sell for about £10. It's just one of those cards that you've got to put up with. Every game's got them. Every game's got something that you've got to just put up with. So yeah, so I do want to talk a little bit about the top 3 decks as well, on top of this. I will do a ban list reaction video when Konami updates the ban list for us, but I can't see that being until Monday now, tomorrow. And yeah, so the top 3 decks obviously are Shadows, Satellas and Burning Abyss. I have no desire to play any of the decks, really. I mean, I like the Burning Abyss cards. I think they look really cool, and Dante looks awesome. But like I say, I have no desire to play any of the decks because I think everything that Konami has released as a sort of deck kind of sucks. Not as in the mechanics. The mechanics are really good, but I just don't think they're really sort of a lot of them now. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I just don't like them. Like, playing Shadows is you play 3 Super Polys, which stop your opponent playing Yu-Gi-Oh, which, you know, it's just basically I'm going to play Super Poly, take away your biggest monster, and get out a monster that stops you special summoning or destroys your special summon monsters. You know what I mean? It punishes you from accessing your tools, basically. Fair enough, Monarchs have a pretty good matchup against them, as long as you don't play Caius or Zaborg, which nobody plays anyways. So Mega Zaborg's out in new challenges, which is completely fucking pointless. So yeah, I think, you know, that kind of deck there, playing degenerate cards like Super Poly, fucking hate that card. I mean, I played it in, don't get me wrong, I played it in Heroes, when I played Heroes last, like, 2 years ago or something. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, was when I qualified for Euros using Heroes. So yeah, that's the Shadows, really. I'd say it's the Shadow games as well. That's a stupid fucking card. I hate that card. I've never actually played against Shadows in real life, so this is just sort of me looking at the cards and deciding what I don't like. I'm not sure what all the monsters do. Don't really care, to be honest with you. Like, I built the Evil Spawn deck and it's got a pretty good game against Shadows. Don't care what anyone says. If you can get a first turn off against Shadows, they are really sort of behind and they're really sort of pushing for getting anything going, really, outside of Exceed players. But there's a lot of floodgate cards in that deck to stop your opponent doing that. So yeah, so there's that. Satella Knights, that's I find that the most boring of the 3. The artwork's lovely on them, but I just find it boring. I mean, where's the fairness in having an Armageddon Knight, a Stratos, and a Coachback, whatever it is, Wolfback, Coacheld Wolfback, that's right. And, you know, those 3, well, Armageddon Knight's sort of like irrelevant, but, you know, Coacheld wrote 1 and Stratos banned. Yeah, Stratos has got more targets, but, you know, the hero theme was the big thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. So yeah, I don't like, and then again, the Shadows going Stratos into Coach Soldier, you can't do that in Heroes, because the rest of the heroes kind of suck. Well, except for Shadow Mist, he's really good. So yeah, there's that, and I just don't like the deck. I mean, it's got a counter trap that's really good. So yeah, I just think that when it comes to Satellas, I mean, fair enough, they get hurt by light mirrors, which everyone's on a side at the minute, and again, floodgate cards hurt them quite bad, because if you can sort of like get a macro or a defisher up against them, then they're going to have a bad time if they don't make any MSTs or Spawn Trap Destruction and whatnot. So yeah, there's that, and then there's Burning Abyss, which, like I said, I love the artwork of Burning Abyss. I just think that when it comes to Burning Abyss, they sort of, I mean, I know it's TCG exclusive and stuff like that, but some of the cards that they've introduced, some of the way they interact with other cards, is just bullshit. So I think that's probably my favourite. I mean, it's my favourite of the three, because I like the artwork, and I like Dante, he's really cool. I mean, I'm not paying for them, that's why I'm not playing Burning Abyss. So yeah, what do you think about the top 3 decks of the format at the moment? And what cards are you playing to beat them? So yeah, I'd love to hear what everyone's playing to beat them. I'm probably going to try and do a side deck article for a few decks. Well, hopefully in the next few days. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get the ban list, and I will be able to do a reaction video to that. And, you know, we can sort of ping some ideas about there. So yeah, what do you side against the top 3 decks, and what do you think about those decks? Those are the questions. Answer in the comments below, if you ever watched this video. For those of you who have and got this far, thanks for watching, and I'm out.